We're going to try a little bit different of a setup for this weekend to see if we can't get us up front. It's hard to run a modified in Boise and be able to compete.
Hey, Eric,
Strobel that shows up and
Eric?
Christiani. And, yeah.
Yeah, let's take a little break here. We went offline again.
Right.
For sometimes, are we live now? Are we back? Okay, hopefully we're back. Let's talk about Meridian Speed. Let's repeat what you just said there because the guys didn't hear it. Let's talk a little bit about your luck at Twin Falls and your luck at Meridian Speedway over the last 6, 8 months or 10 months or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say when we run the RMCS series, I seemed to really like Meridian. I thought we ran well there, ran up front, and every time we go to Twin Falls in the late model, I felt like we were a back marker and just didn't have any luck there. And you know, the fields have changed since we've gotten a modified. You know, we go to Twin.
Right.
I think we've won the last 3 or 4 races, and we go to Meridian. I just can't seem to catch a break.
Yeah,
So,
you know, and the series is more competitive than it used to be, and it's a lot of fun when we get them all together. Last year we had 47 different entrants in the Royal Purple Modified Series. If we had them all together, we wouldn't have enough pits. But trying to put them all together is always a work in progress. It's tough, you know, to get everybody to the racetrack. There's a lot of things going on. These cars are not cheap to run, even though you know a modified is supposed to be cheaper than a late model. In a lot of regards, it's about the same. And the competition's great. You know, this weekend coming up, we're looking at Trevor Christiani will be out, along with Chris Fenton, or Zach Webster, Jonathan Gomez, yourself, the local contingent, Neil Latham, Nick Gibson, I expect to be back out. We're going to be missing the 96 car of Aubrey Wortman. Unfortunately, they haven't got the clip back done on that car. One of our every week competitors.
Yep.
But I'm missing someone, I'm sure.
Outlaw?
I'm sorry?
Outlaw?
Oh, Willie, maybe we'll see a return of the Outlaw Willie Dalton to the Royal Purple Modified Series this weekend, which would be kind of neat. Kyle Latham's got a car. Just bought a car.
Nice.
And he's going to be out with his new car. So I think we'll see some of the local guys bolt on the 970s and have some fun. So it's going to be a good show. I'm excited for it, and these 2-day shows always have some drama in there. But you know, by and large, I think the best racing that we've ever had in our series was last year during the Diamond Cup. Last year during the Diamond Cup, there's a lot of people that came down afterwards and said we carried the show with the Royal Purple Mods. We had a deal where Matt Hine got hurt, and we had to cut short a sprint car race. And our second night of racing,
we got those are my 2 solid guys that are there no matter what. I've got a lot of people that come in and help out as well. We got obviously Al and car owner and teammate and, you know, other pilot. We go through a few different spotters depending on what people's got going on. We generally have Lynn Hardy help us and a few other guys. So,
that's
I
right.
Begged people to show up yesterday. I had a few people out of town, and we were doing everything we could to get the car ready. So
I completely forgot to mention John Grangine. Great rookie campaign, and that car's always fast. And that's a good group of people with them. They'll be up here, I'm sure. They'll have a good time too, and they'll be fast. Great. So as far as where you're wanting to go, aspirations and so forth, if the Magic Ferry came in here, well, Brent's here, but excuse me, Donovan's here, excuse me.
Those are just, there's no magic.
There's no magic, ferries. Just ferries. There's no magic in here. We just got ferries. But if the Magic Ferry came in and had a wand and said, okay, Eric, you're this, where would it be? Would it be in Winston Cup? Would it be in World of Outlaws? Where would you go?
You know, ever since I started doing this, I always said, you know, if I could make it to the K&N West, back then it was the Winston West. I
Sure.
thought, you know, that was a good goal, and we haven't quite made it there yet, and I'm getting older, and, you know, my aspirations aren't near as big as they used to be, but...
Too much dance classes. If you got the dance classes going on. This is funny. I apologize. This is an inside joke with Candace Reed and Eric Reed and myself, but we actually scheduled this year around... Mini-Me's dance classes, Eric's daughter dance classes. Is this not true?
It is. I appreciate a lot of what you've done as far as that.
We moved one date and it worked.
First month of racing, if I wasn't at the track, I was at a dance competition, and holy cow!
From Vegas to Salt Lake to all over the place, he's been doing the dance. And your daughter's such a wonderful girl. It's so fun to see you guys have so much fun with that. You're a great dad. You know, as all of us here on the table are as well. We're all great dads, and we understand that. That's important to us. And you know, you asked nice, and Adam was able to help me out, and we worked it and moved it, and so it worked. But as far as the rest of the season, We got the 2-day show here. We go back in 2 weeks over to Twin Falls and run there. Then 2 weeks after that, we go right over to Oregon, to Hermiston, a place we haven't been in about 4 years, 5 years. So that's going to be kind of interesting. Have you ever had any experience on Hermiston?
I've never been to Hermiston. To be honest, I haven't even Googled the track yet, and so I'm going to start working on that to see what kind of setup we're going to throw on the car.
Well,
Sure.
It's a road course, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Figure
go
eight.
ahead and set up.
It's a dirt figure 8.
That's good. All right, good to know. I think we'll buy another car.
Yeah, you can check. I want to check that one, Eric.
Run the one Al just had the wall with. That would be perfect for him.
Yeah, so we've never been to Wenatchee until last year, and we ran pretty good up there. So I always like going to new tracks. That's one of the reasons why we like running with the touring series, because it's always fun to get out and try a few different things. So
Yeah, Wenatchee was crazy last year. That was a great time. We went boating together, our crew, and I was lucky enough to be asked to go along boating. It was supposed to be a fishing trip, turned out to be a boating trip, which was interesting. But it was beautiful. I'm telling you, it was gorgeous, especially at dark 30 in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that because you're out that late, or you started that early?
We started like at 5 a.m., Eric, was it?
Oh, that is not right.
yeah, I think the next time I'm just going to go to the store about 8 a.m. and buy fish and then hang out.
Call
at
it good.
There you go.
Would have been cheaper.
I do all my fishing at Albertsons.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you
they
go.
always seem to come back with something when you go there. It's crazy.
Cleaned and wrapped.
So as far as your moment in the Royal Purple Modified Series, what moment stands out to you as the most fun?
The one I just screwed up, the last race. You guys know I'm from Utah, and the last Royal Purple race was the last time the Royal Purple was in Utah, and RMR's closing down, and the number one goal was to win that race, and I dropped the ball on that, and so we've had a lot of good times, but I can't seem to get over that one yet, so we got to get back in the car before I can think about that.
Yeah, it was a tough one. Tough one. Little racing incident, with about 2:56 to go or something like that. And then if you've seen the interview with Trevor Christiani, he said he had him covered. And, at least that goes somewhere, I guess. Trevor's a class act, and for him to say something like that was pretty cool in victory lane for you. But pretty tough break, I would agree.
Yeah, I mean, Trevor earned it. He had a fast car. You take nothing away from his win, and he definitely earned it. But I just hated giving one up like that. So, hopefully we're enjoying the Diamond Cup. I have never won a Meridian. I know that's a huge show for those guys. We're going to have sponsors there. Like I said, we just threw a new setup on the car to try to do something better than what we brought there before. And so, I'm hoping we're going to make our best memory this coming race. So.
Fantastic. I'll be down in Salt Lake tomorrow. I guess I got to come see you. You got something for me?
Sure.
You got some bumpers or something I'm supposed to pick up?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
I guess I better figure out. I'll go get some Fat Boys. And,
Yes. Those of you that don't know, Redbone Trucking is one of the sole suppliers of Fat Boy ice cream trucking around the United States, so they always got a great selection of Fat Boys. So go see the guys after the races on Saturday and Friday night, and you'll be able to see Eric and say hi to Al and say hi to the crew. Hopefully Al will be coming up, and you guys will be able to get a Fat Boy from him.
There you go.
We'll definitely bring some ice cream.
They pack them with dry ice, and they're cold as hell. You got to give them 15 minutes for them to thaw out a little bit before they're really gooey and good. But absolutely. Hey, Eric, I just as a friend of the show here, we sure appreciate you and your team. As a promoter, like I said, you guys are a dream for us. And it's a lot of fun to get to know you guys over the last couple of years and make more friends. And that's what we do this for. As a promoter and stuff like that, you guys make it easy and fun for me to do as a promoter. It's not always easy and fun to do what I do. And you guys make it fun and easy for me. So I definitely appreciate that. Currently leading the points. Neil Latham is sitting second. It's going to be a battle to the end. You know that. Neil's got his stuff together. He's getting that thing figured out. RMR, he was very fast at the end of the race. And it's going to be a battle all year long, but a friendly, good battle. We sure appreciate all the extra effort you and your team put in.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. So.
Alrighty, we're going to take our third little break, scheduled break, and we'll be back with more Turn 5 Live. Thanks, Eric.
All right. Hey,
talk to you
thanks,
soon,
guys. I
Eric.
appreciate it.
Bet. Hey, we're back with Turn5.Live.com. Thank you guys for standing through. We appreciate that. Great interview with Eric Rhead. Great interview with Taylor and Kendra Occhipinti. We're going to go through a couple things here about Magic Valley Speedway, Brent.
Yep. Folks down the freeway doing some racing last weekend.
Yes, they were. And I think our boy Willie the Outlaw Dalton had another great evening, which is a wonderful thing to see.
Could be a great year for him.
Yeah, I believe he won both mains. So down at Magic Valley Speedway, of course, we had Nate Graves on last week. Nate hasn't sent us anything up, but Donovan does have the results coming up here on screen for us.
I'm working.
He's working on it here for us, so we'll have the results. But as we start looking forward, Brent, we've got Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, definitely huge races throughout the spring and the beginning of the summer at Meridian, but all of my years, it's Diamond Cup is kind of that kickoff to the summer. You know, it's full bore there, and we're going to kick it off Friday night. Our friends at Stinker Stores have a big family pass night. And Larry Miller.
Larry H. Miller ran.
Do you know anything about that?
Might have had everything to do with that.
Maybe.
Maybe had everything to do with it. I don't know.
And like we're talking about, you know, the sponsorships come in these big shows, we need them. You know,
absolutely.
Whether they're providing tickets, providing
you
know, the advertising and getting out there in front of people, and that's what we want to give those sponsors an opportunity.
You know, the neat thing is what we did with the Larry H. Miller group is we're giving those family passes out. 200 of them. We're giving them out to folks who've never been to the racetrack before. That was my thing. So they're doing oil changes and they're doing stuff. Also, I did take 30 of them and I gave them to our body shop for Frank Vigil's folks, Fred Vigil's folks. Yeah, because he works back there. So, going to be a good deal there. For our exposure for Ram pickups, we're going to have some drop boxes and some things for people to enter to actually win a Ram pickup. Crazy enough, 2 years ago, the winner was drawn here in Boise, the one a Ram pickup nationally. Really? Yeah, so it's happened many times before. So we've had that thing go on. So looking at the sprint cars on Friday night.
Yeah, I mean,
good field of cars should be here.
Oh yeah, and I mean, a lot of our local drivers will be back out. I know Colton and the crew trying to get that 28 machine back together. So the NSRA going to come through town. Of course, the Larry H. Miller Royal Purple Modifieds.
Right.
You guys are there for the 2-day deal.
2-day deal.
You'll be there with us all the way through. Legends and Pro 4s as well.
On Friday night?
On Friday night, backing us up. And then Saturday night, the big second night of Diamond Cup, like we always do, we're going to have the fireworks to wrap it up.
Sure.
Again, the Royal Purple Modifieds, NSRA Sprint Cars, Minis, Tuners, and then the Big Daddy's Barbecue Hornets will take us to dark so that we can light up the skies a little bit.
We'll go to dark. Sometimes we just add laps.
Yeah.
And that's some of the funnest stuff we do is we just add laps.
Keep on going.
Yes. If it's working, let's add some more laps to it. As far as the sprint cars go, I know that this is an NSRA show, right? So we'll have our regular group from the NSRA that come that always put on a great show. We'll have our Matt Hines, our Andy Alberdings, Brian Wolf, of course.
Yep.
And they're really looking forward to that. They got a new bullet in the sprint car. So they didn't even need it. They just got one.
Just got it ready to roll.
Yeah, they got one ready to roll. Also, we'll have, Corey Lockwood.
Corey Lockwood, who Memorial Day had a heck of a run in that 11 car.
Yes, he sure did. Justin Segura.
Yeah.
In the Dave Perry ride. And that car has been outstandingly quick here lately. Dave was beaming last night when I talked to him about that.
You know, it's awesome to see because they struggled at the beginning when they put Justin in the car, just motors and incidents and
stuff.
And it's just stuff, just the racing stuff that we all go through. And it was cool to see not only Justin park that thing in victory lane, but to have Dave and everybody there too. And,
and he was flying.
Oh yeah, he was gone. A couple of those restarts, like we said, I thought it was going to be a side-by-side battle, but he checked out. So he might be the one to beat. He's got that thing dialed in coming into Diamond Cup.
Might be. You know, years ago when we ran the Diamond Cup with the modifieds and sprint cars and everything just mixed. One night, a 360 sprint car went out there and whooped him. A kid named Jerry Hupp.
Yep.
He won that night and was gone. And he's local here from Boise.
Yeah.
And he hadn't won a lot of races, but he sure took off a Diamond Cup and ate him up. One other night, Myron Gemmerer in Ross Fauna's sprint car came out and whooped him on Diamond Cup with all the super modifieds. So sprint cars have whooped up on super modifieds before.
Yeah.
Notably, Mike Beisch has done that on the Injected Fire and Fury tour. A guy out of Salt Lake City did that with the sprint car. He won at Tri-Cities of all places with the sprint car. And I watched that race, and he was dang near wide open all the way around the place. You got to tip your hat. So when it comes to this race here, you always see more. I imagine we'll probably see a Giesler.
Yep, I would imagine.
Probably Johnny. It has to be Johnny, I'm pretty sure. But we'll see that. Who else? Probably Tristan.
Tristan will probably be back.
Tristan
now.
Spires,
Yep.
maybe Aiden Spires.
Yep.
In the Spires family cars. More guys coming from the NSRA. I know that you know, you're hit and miss sometimes with Diamond Cup who you get. Hopefully Ron Larson will be down from Quesnel, British Columbia.
Usually
you cannot say Quesnel, he'll get mad. It's Quesnel. Quesnel, British Columbia, which is about 8 hours north of the border, and then he's still got to get here.
Yeah.
So Ron Ritchie's still recovering from a bad wreck that he had, but Ron will be down, I'm sure. And Adam, of course, will have a full list of the guys who are coming. Other Canadians, you know, we've seen in the past, Montgomery family bring their cars down. The 14 car.
Yep. Aaron Willison.
The
defending champ of the NSRA. So I'm sure those guys, didn't see if they were in Roseburg when they ran, but I'm sure that all of those drivers come down. It's a great way to kick off their year. 2 big races right here. They've got one behind them already.
We're forgetting Matty Elliott. And he's due for a good finish in Diamond Cup. So, that should be an outstanding event.
Yeah.
Diamond Cup this year. You know, the neat thing about Meridian Speedway is we've been down on car count as far as Royal Purple Modified Series, and when we have 14, it's perfect for Meridian.
Mm-hmm.
I got a very happy Adam Nelson. He says 14's your number. I don't want any more than that. I'm like, what are you talking about? I want 80. And he goes, no. 14 is a great main event here.
14 to 18 has been like that. 14, 16, 18 count has been a phenomenal show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're destined right in that number. 14 to 16 right there is what we're looking at. And sprint car is probably going to be very similar. And it allows us a little bit of time. It allows us a little less heat races, so it's not so structured. Because those nights go so fast.
Oh, it's just turn and burn.
Yes, Diamond Cup is a challenge for us as officials because we have to pre-weigh our cars, and we pre-weigh right in the middle of the sprint car heat races. So ingenious thing Adam came up with last year is when we stage our cars and we put them in impound after we pre-weigh and tech our cars, we actually had them going out the back gate towards the swimming pool. So we had cars, we had 22 cars or something all out there by the swimming pool ready to go, so the sprint cars could come in and get into their pits. And I said, I think it'll work. And Adam would go, it'll work great. What are you worried about? And it worked great. And we pulled out for our race, and everything went off real smooth. And a little giggle, underneath it all, a little smile. And but a great time. So Diamond Cup, it's an honor to be on these. When we get to the July 4th weekend, we'll be we're 2 years away from Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get back to the Independence Day Cup, we'll hopefully move on to that date.
Move into there.
If they'll have us.
Yeah. So no, it's gonna be a great show, and Diamond Cup is always a big one on everybody's mind. And of course, like I said, with the family pass deal going on, hopefully we can swing them in there Friday night, fill it up, and earn some new fans that are gonna show up at the box office on Saturday and want to get back in for the championship night.
I think they would want to. Hopefully, we're gonna have a great show, and I'm really looking forward to having a good, clean running modified series and sprint car night, and everybody at the end of the night being happy with their stuff not torn up. That's all we can ever wish for as a promoter.
Yeah, and then all of our classes, our local classes that are running that night, still everybody running for some NASCAR points as we're early in the year. But like I said, this is the time of year you look, it's Diamond Cup, and next thing you know, we're K&N racing, and it's September, and you have no idea where all that time went. And
it's that heat we're going through every day at the track.
Yep. And
just melting, trying to survive.
Yeah. I mean, your points battles all the way through from top to bottom are starting to heat up a little bit. Anybody's game anytime. So
what happened to Magic Valley Speedway?
Magic Valley got their points here, not their points. I'm sorry, their results from last week. Mini Stocks had a double main. Speaking of Fred Vigil did pull off a win for main one, holding off a whole bunch of Salt Lake guys. And apparently Rosalie Wetler was running a Mini Stock. Fred, Casey Fearson, Chad Everett, Luke Wolverton, another Meridian guy, pulled off a top 5.
Nice. So good to see those guys being successful down there as they take the trip down I-84 to do some racing on a weekend.
It's not a short run. It's not a long run.
It's just a run.
It's definitely a run. So in Mini Stock, main number 2, Fred got second out of that, but it looked like Eddie Cole in the 14 pulled off a lead. Or win. Looks like we lost a couple of guys. Chad Everett, Luke Wolverton, and then Rosalie Weller coming in 5th on that second main event.
So we're all on the same page. Eddie Cole and probably Rosalie were running in the 4-cylinder modifieds.
Yeah, that's right. They run those there.
Probably. I'm not certain, but I'm guessing that's what that was. So they were very similar.
I keep telling Eddie that I want to come down and drive one.
You wouldn't let me. He's seen me drive.
I'd melt the motor. That's how my ears go.
You don't want to try that.
You even blew up your minivan.
I know. Of course, main one for this we talked about him earlier. Willie Dalton pulled off the win in the
Superstock.
The Superstocks, yeah.
Absolutely, Willie's having a dream year. He's just Dan's in there, Dan Pearson, Sean Lester, and those guys. Steve Edens, of course, Mitch, my buddy Mitch Person. They're all running hard trying to catch him, but Willie's got that thing on kill right now.
Yeah. And that's their NASCAR Division 1, so that could be a good.
That'd be really cool to see
January
Willie
trip
headed
for him,
down
yeah.
to January. That'd be really cool. What happened in Maine too, D?
It's a repeat of the first. Dalton just laying down his outlawness on top of everybody. He's establishing his dominance, and he is continuing it out. Pearson came in second. Mitch Pearson, Dan Pearson came in third. Sean Lester, Jeff Peck, and Ron. I'm going to say this name completely incorrectly. McClimus.
Yep.
I was not going to say that.
You got it. You did good.
Yeah, I'm winning.
Hey,
Congratulations.
good Donald.
Let's see who we had here. And in the Hornets, I believe this guy is right here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
little
Hornets.
Miss Shelby. Willie, the
little
S.
outlaw.
Outlaw S.
Hello.
Yep, Willie's daughter Shelby won her Hornet race. It's kind of neat.
Ike Miller, Chris was running out there. McKean.
Never heard of her.
You say that every time, and it kills me every time. Ryan Adams, Jeremiah Eden, and Eddie Cole coming in sixth from the main there. And the Thunder Dogs ran Eddie Cole, Craig McCann, Chad Everett, and Willie Pearson. And I think rounding out the night.
Willie also had some modifieds down there.
Yeah.
A giant modified class.
That was a great modified run. The top four had a fantastic finish.
That's what I heard. Actually, top three, Rosalie Weller was leading that main event and had a part break. And tore up the Black Widow Racing chassis really bad.
Oh,
and,
no.
Glad she's okay. Rosie's a friend of mine and hit the wall. And Josh and her have done a lot of work on that car. And they had a part break that was a factory part, and it broke on a factory weld. And piece of steering rod got jammed up in the suspension, wouldn't let her turn, so she ended up hitting the wall with a pretty good impact. And talked to her last night, or texted her last night, and she's okay. And actually, the finish of that main was actually Tony Fournette won that main event.
Yeah.
Really?
For his second main event of the year. Yeah.
Nice. Good job, Tony.
Yeah. Tony's one of our guys. He's a good dude.
All right. And it looks like hitting the back button. Schedules.
They're heading right to their dog days of summer as well.
Oh, yeah.
At Magic Valley.
Yeah, so they'll be back out June 9th.
So they got their, coming up on the 9th, they got the Super Lates, the vans. Again, somebody tell me what the vans are, because in my head, I'm seeing a bunch of minivans, and I want to be a part of that.
I'm thinking.
He's going to have to be excused.
I'm thinking that's it.
I got a blue and white sitting right here in the front of the
Thinking
driveway.
that's it.
It's your primary driver right now.
Yeah, you might want to wait on that for a little bit.
Street Stocks, Hornets, Stingers, and the double deckers.
That's it. So they're right in the middle of their dog days too, right there where they're putting all their NASCAR points and everything together for their series as well. The Super Lates they put together should be a good show down there. It's kind of in between the big 5 races at Meridian Speedway and stuff. So good luck to them on that. Streets will be out there, so we'll see the Outlaw back out trying to win his 6th or 7th main of the year.
Nice.
Kind of neat.
And just like that, we roll into the month of June, and summer's here. Diamond Cup's going to kick it off here locally. Magic Valley's got a pretty good slate as they roll through June and July, and
everything seems to be on go.
Yeah, it is time to go, and here locally at Meridian, it's awesome to turn around and see these stands full every weekend.
Every weekend.
Even last night was our EMT night. Lots of free tickets out, which is the way we want to get those folks in the door, and it all rolls back around to hoping that we get them back in the door on Friday and Saturday night if they liked what they saw. So.
This is something to be said. This is one of my things. It's a show fodder thing that we've never talked about before. I hear people all the time, or I see them saying, anybody got any free tickets? Anybody got free tickets? Anybody got? And I know these people sometimes that are asking this, and they can afford an $8 ticket. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, that $8 goes a long ways. That paid admission in that front gate goes a long ways to keeping things around. The free tickets are great. They're there for a reason. Nights that may be up against the fair or up against something else. Or the EMT night, or Larry Miller spent a bunch of money and got some free tickets.
Exactly.
But don't be ashamed to go up there and buy a ticket. Be proud of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't be ashamed to walk up there and pay somebody's salary that night.
Yep.
As much as Meridian Speedway is a large venue with a lot of people in it, it's still a small business.
Yeah. I mean,
It absolutely is. There's nobody getting wealthy.
no.
Everybody's making an okay living, middle class. Nobody's getting rich off your front gate. Trust me.
No.
These are all very good friends of mine.
We've all seen Kelly Joe's truck.
Kelly Joe's fine. She's got,
But I tell you what, the bang for the buck. I mean,
Right.
for what.
You're getting 4 hours of amazing entertainment for $10.
Yeah, and you're getting in there, and you're getting, the concessions prices, the souvenirs, the beer, whatever floats your boat on that side, and
Sure.
then you can still take your kids down.
I got to tell you, this
section.
is a true story. Back when there was no back gate, I had a guy come in one night. He was working kind of with he was a friend of a friend kind of thing, and he didn't have a pit pass, and he wore a long sleeve shirt to make certain that he'd never get busted. I don't want to pay to come in the back gate. And I said, don't hang out in my pit. That's not for me. He goes, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? I said, that's just not how I want to roll.
Yeah.
I said, I'd be glad to buy you a pit pass tonight. And he's like, well, I don't want to get my money. And I'm saying, well, hang on a minute here. You know how hard it is to keep the doors open in some of these places?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to go up and purchase a ticket.
Right.
Stand up. Go buy a ticket. If you can't afford it, hit up one of your friends that you help on a car.
Yep.
And maybe I should talk because I'm the president of the Hall of Fame committee and I get in free. But I bought plenty of tickets from Meridian Speedway.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me, for all my family and friends too. I even feel weird bringing in too many officials on the nights that the series runs. I try to limit it to 6. Anything more than that, I'll buy them.
Right.
Because nobody's getting wealthy.
No.
We're just keeping things open
Nope.
and providing for our families. So don't be ashamed. Consider it a badge of honor to walk up and buy a ticket at a racetrack.
Yeah, because there's still a racetrack
That's
to buy
my
a ticket
soapbox.
at. Yep. So yeah, they're doing an awesome job, and Adam and Dan are keeping that show moving. So very little time sitting there staring at an empty racetrack. There's always something going on.
Absolutely.
And that's what you want to see. You don't want to sit there and have the kids get bored and whiny and want to do something else. Donovan's got an idea.
Well, not to overly change the subject, but I have had a couple of messages now for Dirk and the Dirt.
Yes.
We haven't touched on that. Dirk called in sick.
Yep.
So
Dirk
we did
wasn't
not have
feeling
a
so
Dirt.
hot.
We didn't have a Dirt update, so for those of you who have messaged in, we apologize.
Yeah.
I don't have any stats or figures, results.
Nope.
That was going to be on Dirk today.
Yep. But
Kyle Latham's kid kicked butt.
Yep. Anthony
Right,
Latham did awesome.
I can't say who has been messaging me, Latham, about the Dirk update.
So
and Barker. Excuse me, Barker.
Yeah. So Saturday morning, round 3, pitstopusa.com helping us out with the dirt track that is becoming. Every weekend that I've been out there helping Dirk get that thing going, there's more and more trucks, more and more trailers parked around the backstretch, which is where we're pitting them. The kids are doing awesome. The officials are moving that show along. We added the senior 4-cycle carts and the 250s this weekend. We still started at 11:15, and we were walking out of there at 1 o'clock, 1:15.
It's the best thing I've heard that
Yep.
people have said. And they get in there and they run the show and they get out.
It's double heats. They get their main events. We hand out the hardware, and it's cool. These kids, the Lathams, the Flores, the names that we've heard, the guys that help us either on the track or through sponsorship stuff. These families are doing a heck of a job. Ashton Christiani took home the 250 race.
Right.
Nevaeh Hull was in that one. So these are just the racing families that we run against every Saturday night, and these are the next generation like we've been talking about.
Yeah.
So.
Now that we're in summertime, I know on my end, being able to get there outside of school, outside of everything else, and at least here in my household, it's a lot easier for us to get there on a Saturday now. So I'm excited to have my non-working race cars parked in the garage so that I can get to the track and watch some dirt racing with my boy and cry.
Yeah, and cry. And I tell you what, it's cool. I mean,
while he's excitedly wanting a box stock or what shorty now that now that he's a little bigger.
I know Brady Williams picked up a win, and again, the cool thing that we're doing is, these kids. When I was a kid, we didn't have the outlaw carts. It would have been cool. So we're giving these kids a chance if they win the main event. I think we gave away 3 main event trophies on the front stretch with our fast heat race winners last night.
Cool.
And it's the crowd. Yeah, we want to see the Seavers and the Fentons and those guys get their trophies up front. But you roll those 3 little kids up there. Brady Williams, he comes up to me in the announcement booth about halfway through the beginning of the race. He has a list of sponsors. He's like, is there any way I can read these instead of you? I'm like, heck yeah. Adam's going to talk to you. You read them. And that's what it is. And then as those carts leave through the north end goes crazy. And Those are the kids. Those are the Kendras and Taylors in 5 or 6 years that are going to be rolling around in a claimer stock winning a main event.
And sitting in the north end, as those kids were coming across, I was over in turn 3, and just all the parents and people who don't know the racers, and they're talking about the dad pushing the cart and the kid walking. I'm like, no, that's the driver.
That's the one.
That one who's like 3'2". No, that's the wheelman.
And Todd can speak for it too. I mean, when my son Brock was running the outlaw carts, there's nothing like winning a race. There's nothing like hanging out by the door of that Teleperformance claimer stock last night waiting for Taylor to get out. No matter if in my ear they were telling me, hurry, hurry, hurry. You know, I wanted Kendra and Taylor out there with me.
We were done in 9:15.
Yeah, we were good.
We were fine.
Good.
We didn't need to hurry.
So, but you know, those are the moments. I mean, yeah, the 30 laps that were in front of it are cool, but it's the moments when you can celebrate with your kids, because they're not going to be your kids for long, because they grow up and
they go away.
And they go away and
move out.
We're not ready for that yet. So, what Dirk and those guys are doing, hey, I've had a lot of them come through the door. So, yeah, you know, but it's cool. So we'll get more on that. We'll get Dirk out here June 16th. We're going about every other week is what it looks like we're going to do with the dirt track. Gates open at 9. Gates open at 10. Gates open at 9. Practice at 10, and we race at 11 o'clock. Just come in the back gate. Hang out with us.
Right.
Step out on the back stretch and just watch some dirt racing. And you won't be disappointed. It's based towards the kids, but we are going to run some of the speedway carts and that sort of stuff different nights throughout the year too. So, and then we've got a couple shows later in September that are all-day Sunday stuff just for the dirt track, and our friends at pitstopusa.com helping out there. So we'll get Dirk in here. We'll get him feeling good and pretty and put him on the air. So
the next time we talk to you will be next Sunday night.
Yep.
7 o'clock.
Right after Diamond
Turn 5 Live. Here's the thing, guys. We need more viewers. We need more stuff. We'll fix our technical things, because I don't care how much money I got to spend. We're going to fix this crap.
This thing here on this side has been messing up all night long. So we're going to rebuild all of that.
We're going to fix this stuff.
This side over here is doing well.
This whole side of the table over here, we're going to fix. He's going to hit me later.
It's all about the nut behind the wheel.
Yes.
No, it's not.
So by next Sunday, Donovan will be fixed.
We're going to fix Donovan's nuts. Is that what we said?
You just said he was going to be fixed. That was just a double
I got
checking.
a rubber band.
Oh. I get a tool that does that. I ain't going to do it, but I'll give it to somebody that wants to.
Nutter. Well, you are fast.
Yeah.
You just get down there with your mouth.
Wow. Diamond Cup Friday and Saturday.
There went the bass joke. There went the Basco joke. Hey, it's Eagle Rodeo this weekend, too.
Yeah.
Nut feed, baby.
There's a nut feed there, too. You better watch out, Donovan. You might be on the menu. So, Diamond Cup 2018, the NSRA coming in, Larry H. Miller, Ram Dodge, Royal Purple Modifieds. We'll check in with Nate, see if he can update us on what's going on down at Magic Valley Speedway. And next Sunday, we're going to be talking about the 2018 Diamond Cup winner.
That's it, and hopefully we'll have a couple good interviews from some sprint cars and some Royal Purple kind of guys.
Mini stock.
Some mini stocks.
And Wardle's just kicking ass out there this year.
Wardle's Wardle.
Wardle.
He's winning races and having fun.
Which takes us to our sponsors.
Sponsors!
Lazy Days RV Rentals. Check them out on Facebook, Lazy Day RVs. Looking for something to go do this summer for a weekend? Rent an RV.
I got to point at the camera. Point at the camera.
Point at the camera.
Lion Tamer Beard Care.
Lion Tamer Beard Care. Charmaine Shop. Get some nice, healthy, sexy lips.
Whatever. And AC to Z Mechanical Services, Mr. Mark Newman, our air conditioner supplier. Nice. So if your house is warm, call Mark. Call me. Call Mark. We'll get that handled. Also, who else we got?
Flores.
The Flores Group. If you're going to sell your home, or if you're wondering to maybe move into something new,
flip a home.
If you just want to list your house, see what it's good, Tony's the guy. Give him a call. Tony's been great to us. That pretty much ends it here. We're right at 8:30. That's our time to get out. So final thoughts, Brent, any unsung heroes, something that you got to think about?
Yes.
Who's got?
I'm going to give the unsung hero to my kid, Taylor. I tell you what, if you would have told me, and nothing against any of the kids that are learning, if you would have told me that before kicking into the month of June, he would be sitting in victory lane up against Tully, Seaver, all of those guys that have been getting laps, and in the night then when Dan Lowther, who dominated that class, came back home to race, and that 96 car went from the back to the front. Proud, happy, surprised, and I think that the bar is set. So that's mine this week. Taylor Occhipinti.
Dan Breach.
Yep.
Underneath it all, sitting there being nice and quiet, making everything run nice and smooth. The Hornets were entertaining. The Bombers were entertaining. Things running really smooth. He's integrated into Meridian Speedway very well.
Yep.
And Dan will be the last person to say that he's done anything. And unsung, that's Dan Breach.
Yep.
Man, you're looking at me.
You are up, and you have 30 seconds.
I thought he was going to say Marvin Weaver because he had to put a car together and fix one, and then the one main still finished fourth.
Unsung, the guys you don't talk about on a day-to-day basis, the people you don't see. And as much as I like to give the guy a hard time, and he will tell you, I will ream him every time I'm in the pits. But Jess Riska has done a lot for the pits and gives a lot in the pits. I love to fuck with him whenever I can. But he's always the first one who's going to give you a hand. I came in carrying a bunch of vinyl for a couple of drivers. He just grabbed it and took it right to him.
Sticker Shack, Sticker Shack.
Sticker Shack!
Yep.
So, I mean, my hat's off to him. I don't say thank you enough to Jess Riska, our NASCAR ambassador. I don't think anybody thanks him for what he does and for what he deals with, at least for me, on a daily basis. So
let's get through parking next weekend, and I might second your motion. If we get through parking next weekend without me wanting to kill him, we'll be good.
So I apologize for all the horrible things I've said to you every day in the past. But that's I am thankful for the service that he does, and it's definitely something you don't get enough thanks for.
Cool.
So all right, that wraps it up here from Donovan Tom's basement at Turn 5 Live, segment number 5 or 6. Next week, I want you all to tell all your friends about us so you can have more folks watching.
Subscribe to the channel. Right down.
Subscribe.
Should be right over there, a red button.
Live.
Watch where your finger's at, Donovan.
So we all this stuff will be uploaded. Everything that you missed, if we were down or whatever, will be uploaded, and you'll be able to see that on YouTube in a couple hours. It takes a little time to upload it, but it'll all be there for you. So very much appreciate you guys that did tune in tonight. Tell some friends so we can make this thing grow, so we can keep it going.
Okay.
Right.
All right, signing off.
Peace out.